In this video, we will cover the setting up of scrap and byproducts within NAV, how to post them within SFDC, and finally, where they are reported to within NAV. The first part of setup for byproducts and scrap takes place within the SFDC setup screen. Here, within the Output Screen Fast tab, you can see that I have to tick Allow Scrap and Allow Byproducts. If these are unticked, I'm unable to complete either of these actions within SFDC. So now that they're ticked, I'm just going to select OK. And now I'm going to add a scrap code. So, in order to add a scrap code, I need to navigate to the scrap codes card. And to add a new scrap code, I'm just going to select New. I'm going to enter a code, which in this case is going to be operator error. And I'm going to enter a description. No further information needs to be added at this stage. I'm now going to select OK, and they will automatically feed across into SFDC. We're now going to look at how to create a byproduct. So I'm just going to navigate to byproducts by using the search functionality. As you can see, we don't currently have any byproducts set up within SFDC. So the byproduct item number needs to be the item that will be created as part of the process of the finished item. So this could be, for example, metal that is produced as part of a production process of a finished item that will then be melted and resold. So you don't want these items to be scrapped. They need to be item numbers that are already existing within NAV. So if you haven't done that, do that now. Once that's completed, now enter that as an item number here. So here I'm just going to enter the number of a component that I know already exists as part of my finished item, which is a front wheel. The finished item filter needs to have the item number of the finished item. So essentially what you're saying is the byproduct is created as part of the production process of the finished item. So now I need to enter a number within the finished item filter. To do this, I'm just going to select the ellipsis icon. I'll just expand this for you. Select Add Filter, Additional, and then Number. Now you can add several numbers here if several of the finished items create the same byproduct, but I'm just going to add one for now. And OK. So essentially what this screen is saying is that the front wheel is created as a byproduct as part of the process when creating the bicycle as the finished item. I'm just going to select OK. That will now automatically feed across into my SFDC screens, which we're now going to look at. So as you can see, I already have a production order loaded into my SFDC output screen. The first thing we're going to look at here is the scrap code that I created previously. So I'm just going to select the tick box, select scrap, enter a scrap quantity. I'm just going to enter 1. And then I'm going to select a scrap reason code. So as you can see, the operator error code that I created as part of this demonstration has pulled through. So I'm just going to select that and OK. So now we're going to look at the byproducts. I'm going to tick my production routing line, select byproducts. So as you can see, my front wheel that I entered as my byproduct has pulled through. That doesn't have any variant set up on it, but if that item already did have variant set up on it, then they will pull across at the bottom. So I'm just going to enter an output quantity of 1. So I'm saying that as part of the production process of creating the bicycle, that I have made 1 front wheel. I'm going to select the byproduct, and although we don't have a variant, you do still need to select no variant and post. Now, the changes that I've just made, although not obviously clear within SFDC, do make postings back into nav, which is going to be the final part of this video. So now we're back in nav, we're going to look at the postings that the demonstration that I've just done has pulled through. So firstly, we're going to look at the scrap posting that I made. So I'm just going to navigate to the Portal Framework activity log. Now I'm going to sort by date and time. Okay, so as you can see, this screen shows me exactly where I've been within SFDC. So as you can see, each movement makes an entry number. All of the application IDs in my example are SFDC, but if you do have other Portal Framework applications set up, then they'll also show here. My device ID, which is the device that I'm currently using, which is number 1. The activity code, so that's the screen that I was in. So as you can see, I've been in the output screen and byproduct screen. And also the scrap subform, which is what we're focusing on in this example. The command. Next we have command. So essentially we said that we had scrap. The date and time that this took place. Whether or not there was an error or error message. And the next active. Okay, so by highlighting this line, you can see the activity entry, which matches the entry number up here, and the entries that took place as part of this. So you can see if I expand control ID, the scrap quantity and code, so you can see the code was operator error and the value was 1. So essentially I said that because of an operator error, so a mistake that I made, that I had to scrap one of the bicycles. Finally, we're going to look at the posting made by the byproduct posting that I completed. So I'm going to go into the item ledger entry screen. Again, I'm going to sort by the posting date. So the posting date relates to the date on which the posting was made, which in this instance is today's date. The entry type is consumption. Although it's a positive adjustment, the item is still being consumed as part of the process. The document number, which relates to the production order number that I'm working on. The item number, which is the byproduct number rather than the finished item number. The quantity, so in this case, as you can see, it increased by 1 when I made the byproduct output. That's the same for the invoice quantity and remaining quantity. You can also see that that made a positive adjustment to the cost. If you would like to learn more about reporting in SFDC, please watch the related video in the playlist. In this video, we covered the creation, posting and reporting of scrap and byproducts. If you would like to learn about output and components, please watch the next video.